Do you want to know the most common causes of bottle aversion? In this video, I'm going to share the most common causes of bottle aversion, and it's not underlying issues. This may help you understand why your baby developed aversion, but to solve bottle aversion, you don't need to know the exact reason. Before I go into these two most common causes, I want to remind you that I have an ebook with my step-by-step process called Gentle Bottle Aversion Solution. If you want to go from struggling with feeds to joyful, intimate feedings within a week, I recommend following the steps in my ebook. The link is in the description and on the screen. What are these reasons that most babies develop aversion? It may not be what you think. One is, apart from reflux, tongue tie, any underlying issues, I'm not talking about those. I have a different video for those. But I'm talking about the advice or the attempted solution that cause the most harm. Number one is pressuring. And the most common reason parents start to pressure is because they hear their doctor, the lactation consultant, the healthcare visitor say something like, your baby at this age, at this weight, has to eat this amount. And that's usually a large amount that the baby is far from taking. If the baby was close to it or drinking that amount, this problem wouldn't have in the first place. So these are babies who need less than the average, and this is what they hear. Your baby must eat 900 ml or 30 ounces or 1000 ml, which is more than 33 ounces a day, in order to develop appropriately, to gain enough weight. And your baby is 22 ounces or 650 ml. And then you freak out, you think, oh my God, my baby needs 4 ounces more or 6 ounces more or 8 ounces more to grow. And thinking that as a new mom, and it doesn't mean this is your first baby, but you just went through pregnancy and you are just in postpartum, thinking that your baby needs more to survive, to grow, that's a huge pressure on you. And that causes you to put pressure on your baby to eat more. And that's when you try force feeding, distracting, feeding more in the sleep, doing everything you can to get your baby to eat more. And instead of your baby eating more, they start eating less, develop bottle aversion, and then you are where you are. So this is very, very harmful. And I wish that medical professionals didn't talk about numbers or didn't put this pressure on parents, because if your baby has any issues and they can't feed well, then yes, it's good to aim towards a number and good to know what your baby should eat. But if your baby is healthy, eating happily, and gaining weight appropriately, this is the part that I just can't comprehend. If the baby goes to the doctor's office, they weigh the baby is growing, then why put this pressure on parents? I don't get this. I don't. So this is harmful, and this may have been the reason you started pressuring your baby. So know that you are not alone, first of all. And here is something that you can use to decide if your baby is having enough milk, apart from this recommendation. This is assuming your baby is over the aversion, your baby is eating happily while awake and no underlying issues. Then if your baby is eating happily, no underlying issues, gaining weight, and your baby may be on the smaller side, so maybe 5th percentile or 6th or 7th or 2, But if your baby's staying around the same percentile, and it's even close to the percentile your baby was at birth, then your baby is a smaller baby and your baby is eating enough. The only person who knows how much your baby needs is your baby. It's not me, not you, not your doctor, not your lactation consultant, not Google, not your friend, not your friend's baby that you may be comparing to. It's your baby. And if it all happens, your baby is happy, healthy, eating, awake, and calm, and gaining weight, your baby is eating enough. The other common cause is fast flow. I've seen this countless of times, and I say 80% of the time I have to slow the flow down. When I start working with a baby, the first thing I notice is too fast. This is super common. So how to tell if the flow is too fast? Your baby doesn't have a rhythm while drinking, so you can hear and see your baby's gulping down the milk, breathing fast, milk maybe dripping on the side. That not necessarily your baby's popping off often and going back right after. That's how your baby's trying to control the flow. It's too fast. And drinking an ounce in less than a minute. So these are the telltale signs of a fast flow. If your baby is doing it, then go down to a slower flow. If you're using the slowest setting, the slowest flow of the brand of the bottle you're using, then you need to switch the brand and slow the flow down. You can look for a bottle that has a similar shape. If your baby is doing well with the shape, look for another brand that has a similar shape and a slower flow. To slow the flow down, doesn't matter your baby's age and the nipple chart recommendation. Go with your baby's cues. So if you see that the flow is too fast, go down with the size. This is one of the main culprit. This is one of the main blocks that stops babies from recovering from aversion. You can do all the right things, follow the right steps, and your baby may be happy to take the bottle, but the flow is too fast. Your baby is unable to drink as much as he or she needs, and also they can regress because of that feeling of out of control, and they just flooding in their mouth. They can't swallow that fast. These are the two most common reasons babies develop aversion. I hope it helps figuring it out why your baby developed aversion, understand it, and if it's the fast flow, then change the flow to a smaller flow and get closer to recovering from bottle aversion. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I share a new video every Wednesday.